Hi, Wojciech. So thanks for joining us. And my first question is about this new law on the Institute of the Remembrance in Poland. Can you please explain more on key points of that? For example, about the terms of Polish concentration camps and Ukrainian nationalism.
Yes, well, I don't know where to start because the term Polish death camps is not part of the amended law on the Institute of Polish Remembrance. The amendment that caused so much interest and also a diplomatic clash, it concerns defamation. It tries to put a mechanism that is not from the civil code, from civil law, of a possible defamation of a person into a possibility of defaming a Polish nation, where it's against the facts, accused of being implicated in the Holocaust and into the I'm sorry, I'll have my daughter next to me. I didn't tell her that we have a recording. Ewa, mam teraz nagranie w telewizji przez Skype'a. Możesz mi pozwolić dokończyć? Okay, sorry. Should we continue or start again?
Yeah, just continue.
So this is the clue. This is the main point of the law is to whenever it's as a part of a public debate in which Polish nation is somehow being implicated against the facts, against the intention to portray it as part of the Holocaust, then the Polish state would have, if the president signs it and the law is enacted, would have possibility to penalize it, to put a person in jail or demand a fee, a penalty fee from those who would do that. That seems to be excluding the artistic debate or kind of artistic performances, but it's not sharp. It's not specific. What is artistic? What is not artistic? And it specifically says that the scientific research is debate excluded from that law. But again, the wording of the law and the technical aspects of the law put lots of question marks, as many as the intention of several MPs who already started to imagine those who would be penalized under this law, the symbolic enemies of this political camp. And that is the biggest controversy, and this is the biggest kind of a problem from a general point of view. And then there is a specific problem, specific I would say circumstances when the law has been adopted. The law apparently has not went through the proper procedure of agreeing on that between diplomat through the MFA, through diplomatic channels, and the State of Israel and the U.S. Department of State already issued very severe warning against pursuing this legislation in unchanged form, and basically in diplomatic language threatening that strategic relationships between Poland and the two important allies might suffer because of this law.
So do I understand correctly that there are two different amendments on this Polish concentration camps and on banning bandera ideology, right?
Now, I was focusing on the implications in the Holocaust. I was not referring to anything else. And again, the law is not specific in. You don't have a wording Polish concentration camps or concentration camps as such. This is about defamation. A defamation, according to the legal experts that I've been reading, I'm not one of them, applies usually to a person. However, this specific law intends to give the same qualities as a natural person has, you, me, anyone perhaps watching this, to a bit of an abstract term, Polish nation. Nobody knows what Polish nation is, and how can you somehow insult it, the memory of it, therefore.
And can you explain more do Poles understand how this law will work, and who will decide on this kind of wrong statements? Will be some special commission or something? Or will the Institute of National Remembrance?
There is no specific plans. I mean, you cannot. First of all, the law has not been signed by the president. It may be signed any moment now, or it may be signed in 3 weeks. He can also veto that. However, that is unlikely. I cannot imagine how the law would be processed, basically, because, anyone can report an instance where in a specific case, the prosecutor would need to investigate and perhaps prepare a case for such a law, or if someone wants to go as a public as a private kind of supportive accusation, bring supportive accusation to this case. These details are not set. I don't see it again, and I cannot comment as a lawyer. That would be something I'm not qualified to do, to see the legal procedure. However, again, the most striking issue here is that the courts would have problems to determine what is Polish nation or what is not.
And Wojciech, my final question is, how do you think this law will influence relationships between Poland and Ukraine and Poland and Israel?
Well, I keep fingers crossed that it's not enacted. However, the likelihood or the probability that it will be is quite high, and that the president will sign the deal rather quickly. The big problem, I believe, is with the state of Israel, where the reaction to the law went beyond the expectations of those who proposed it, and to my mind, it shouldn't be so surprising, because the law has been, the draft has been adopted by the lower chamber of the parliament only a day before the International Memorial Day of the Holocaust. So, and then the reaction from the state of Israel might involve also the political campaign in the state. Regardless of these facts, there is no doubt that there is no easy way out of this situation at the moment. Also because from the Polish side, there is no recognition that there is something wrong in the law itself. in the construction, in the technical aspects. So the room to negotiate, the room to maneuver, the room to compromise is small. That said, you have to also see that there is now a special commission that has been called upon with the agreement of two prime ministers of Poland and Israel, and this issue will be on its way to be somehow resolved. Hopefully, in a way of a dialogue, and then some sort of a compromise or a way out where two parties somehow would agree to the final assessment and then the implications of this coordination. But to my mind, at the same time, I have not seen any specific forms of dialogue or the request or a harsh response from the Ukrainian side. At least from the Polish side, there weren't too many, or I haven't seen a report on that. So answering your question regarding Ukraine, I would not expect some serious difficulties on this issue, and if there are, we already have ways to resolve it, like with the case of the new law on education that Ukraine has adopted, and the Polish side was in a serious high-level dialogue about specifics and then changes perhaps adopting to this new law. So Ukraine and Poland have been going through this process, and I believe it's not the first and the last time when such issues of the past will be addressed and somehow resolved between the states without major crisis.